Whether you're running Facebook ads or you've never run them in your life, if you're not using Facebook ad remarketing right now, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. What's going on, you guys? This is Matt Thibeau here with Savant Marketing Agency. And in this video, we're going to talk all about why some of the top landscapers in the market are using remarketing and why you should be using remarketing as well. I'm going to go through a bunch of reasons of what remarketing is, why you should be doing it, the consequences of not doing it, and some of my favorite remarketing audiences that are proven to convert like crazy. So let's jump right into things here. What exactly is Facebook ad remarketing? Well, basically what remarketing is essentially it allows us to follow up with people who have already seen our ads or engaged with our business online in some way or another. For example, if someone were to see a Facebook ad that you're running and maybe they don't take action right away, most landscapers would just keep showing that ad or maybe different ads, but they wouldn't do something called a remarketing ad where it would actually follow up with them based off of their activity and engagement with that existing ad. Another example of remarketing would be maybe they went to your website, maybe had nothing to do with Facebook. Maybe they saw a yard sign or something that was for your business and they went to your website, they checked it out. Oh, this looks good. But then life got busy and they forgot about you. Remarketing is going to allow you to follow up with your prospects and say, hey, are you still interested? And so remarketing is absolutely essential, whether you're doing online advertising right now or if you're not doing any online advertising at all. But the consequences of not doing any remarketing, which I would say is most landscapers, is that they are either spending money on Google ads or Facebook ads or SEO, and they're driving traffic to their social media channels or their online assets like their website and such, but they're not following up with prospects and just saying like, hey, are you still interested? Or even just having that omnipresence within their brand, right? And so the consequence of that is you're essentially leaving a lot of money on the table because you're spending so much money and all these resources to get people to request a quote and reach out to you, but you're not taking advantage of remarketing, which costs pennies on the dollar to be able to follow up with people simply by just placing a little code on your website or doing various other things that you can do that we'll talk about here in this video. So I want to just kind of illustrate the power of remarketing. So we have a client that we've been working with for a while now, and we're running Facebook ads for him. And something that was kind of funny that happened a couple weeks ago was he told us that he got a lead of someone and they were basically saying like, wow, it was such a crazy coincidence that I saw your ad pop up. I was talking with a friend and I was asking about who's the best landscaper to work with and who did their patio. And then the client recommended the company and said the name of the company. And then it was only a couple days later and I started seeing your ads everywhere. Like it was incredible. What a crazy coincidence. And we explained to our client, we said, that's not a coincidence at all. What happened was that particular person heard the name of your business and they did some research online and they checked out your website. And as soon as they checked out the website, they got pixeled, it's called, which we'll talk about in a second. And essentially that code has tracked their IP address and their unique information online. And then we started serving ads to them on Facebook because they visited your website. So to them, that's a coincidence. Oh, I'm seeing ads and I was just talking about this business, but it was actually part of deliberate strategy. And this is why remarketing is so powerful. You're able to capitalize on all different types of opportunities that come your way, because if there wasn't remarketing enabled on that client's website, then that person would have went to the site and checked out some stuff and then left and never would have saw anything ever again. That remarketing was able to catch them at the right time as well, because timing is really important as well, right? This is how remarketing can create something I like to call engineered coincidence, right? That person is now thinking like, oh, it's so amazing I'm seeing this ad, but they never would have seen those ads if we weren't using remarketing. So that's a cool example of just the power of remarketing and why you should be using it in your business. So just to drive home the point, if you're not using remarketing or right now you don't even really fully understand what remarketing is, then this is going to be a game changer for you, because once you put remarketing on your website or on your ads, you're now able to capitalize on all of these different opportunities that are coming your way. So let's talk a little bit about the type of remarketing audiences that you can enable and how to enable remarketing for your business, because you've heard the benefits, you're hearing me talk about why you should do it, but I want to illustrate what it actually looks like. So the first type of remarketing that you can do is you can do remarketing on your website. So basically what this means is every single person who visits your website, they're going to start seeing ads on Facebook that are about your company. The way to do this is you need something called a Facebook pixel. What is a Facebook pixel? Basically what a Facebook pixel is, it's a simple code that you can put on your website that Facebook can provide for you. And once this code is on your website, then every single person who visits that site is going to be tracked, and basically it will be able to see their IP address. So then it will be able to serve ads to them on the Meta platform. The reason that this is so valuable is literally just by putting that code on your website, you don't even have to run ads. You could just put that code on your website and sit on that for years. And that pixel is going to start keeping tabs of all of the visitors, so that at any point in time, if you ever wanted to, you could just turn on ads and reach all of those visitors at any point in time. Super, super powerful strategy that we use on our website and all of our clients' websites. And there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing it. All right. The next type of audience, the second type, is going to be lead form abandons. And so basically what this is when we're running Facebook ads for clients, we typically will use something called lead forms. Basically what lead forms are just simple little forms on Facebook ads where people can fill out their details directly on the Facebook ad. So they don't have to go to a website or do anything else. The form is directly integrated on Facebook. And so what we like to do is if someone opens up that form, but for whatever reason, they don't fill it out and complete, then we want to remarket to those people as well. So that is a very powerful audience that you want to be remarketing to as well. And you want to select that when you're creating a remarketing campaign. The other audience that we like to remarket to are going to be Facebook and Instagram page engagers. These are people who have liked your page or follow you, or people who have even just liked an ad at any point in time or commented on it. Maybe some of your organic posts that you're posting, people who are liking those or commenting on those. Pretty much anyone who has ever engaged with your Facebook or Instagram page online in any sort of way, those people we want to remarket to and reach because they have already been introduced to your company at some point or another. The last audience that we like to focus on are people who have seen at least 25% of the video ads that we're running. So if we're running video ads, which we do a lot of, then we want to remarket to people who have seen at least 25% of that video, because that indicates they have some degree of interest in the videos that we're putting out. And so we want to remarket to them, which is going to be cheaper, and they already kind of know our brand, right? And so those are the audiences that we like to do remarketing to. So once we know the audiences and, we have the pixel and all of this tracking set up, it's important to understand that we don't want to just send those prospects the same type of ad that people who don't know the company. There needs to be context in the message that we show for those ads. And there needs to be a different offer that's designed to push someone over the edge, because this particular audience already knows who you are. They've seen your ads around, and for whatever reason, they haven't moved forward. So we need to address all of those things in these remarketing ads and not just keep it generic, right? So for example, some good context for messaging in a remarketing ad would be like, hey, maybe you've seen our ads around and for whatever reason you haven't reached out, right? So we're actually in the messaging of the ad, we want to give context to hey, we know that you've been seeing us around and for whatever reason you haven't reached out. And it's probably for one of three reasons. It's this reason, that reason, or whatever, right? And so this is a really powerful way to be able to get those people to jump over the cliff, so to speak, because they are going to read that and be like, wow, this is extremely relevant for my situation. Like, it's almost going to be weird to them just how relevant that messaging is. And the more relevant that we can make the messaging in those remarketing ads, the more effective they're going to be. Another thing that we started to do that is very effective that you can give a shot on is you can do very specific offers for a remarketing audience. So for example, you could start off with that same kind of messaging being like, hey, you know, for whatever reason you've been seeing us and you haven't reached out and gotten a quote, I'm assuming it's for one of 3 reasons or this reason or that reason. Thank you for being a loyal follower. And as an appreciation for following us, we want to offer you a very secret special code, which is summer, and you get 5% off. So all you have to do is when you receive your estimate, just mention the code word summer to us, and we'll give you an additional 5% off on top of all the other amazing offers that we're giving right now. The reason that this type of offer is so effective is that it is a discount offer that's designed specifically for a remarketing audience. So it's not like we are advertising to cold audiences that like, hey, we're offering this discount, which is what everyone else is doing. But these are people who already know, like, and trust you, and for whatever reason, they haven't moved forward. So just offering that small little discount offer is very powerful. But on top of that, we also have something like a code word where it kind of feels exclusive. So we can say, hey, like, mention summer and you'll be able to get this discount. They kind of feel a little bit like, oh, I'm an insider. And so it's a really cool offer that you can do for remarketing specifically to people who are already in your sphere who are looking to get a bit of a deal. And by the way, it doesn't need to be 5% off discount. Like, if you want to do something else, you totally can. So you can say, hey, mention the code word summer and we will upgrade your stones to, you know, this higher level of stone, or, you know, so you could do a discount, you could do whatever, add extra value, you could throw in something. It doesn't really matter, but using the code word is really what matters. That's going to build that exclusive feeling, and that's going to be really powerful for your remarketing audience. So those are some things that I would recommend for remarketing. Like I said, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be doing remarketing. Even if you're a brand new company, you could literally just put a remarketing pixel on your website and you can run what's called a micro budget. So you could literally just do like $5 a day for remarketing. And this is going to cost you very, very little. But all of the people who are in your sphere for your business, whether they're visiting your Facebook page or your Instagram or your website, then they're going to start seeing ads. And it's going to feel like to them like you're advertising like you're this big company that has this big budget, but you're really just using a micro budget because you have this really small audience that you can just serve your ads to. So it's basically like taking your organic marketing and just adding gasoline to it for very, very little, and you're going to get a lot of exposure. Like if you do like even 20 bucks a day and you have a fairly small remarketing audience, to them, you're going to be like hammering them with ads. And so what you're going to notice is you're going to get a lot more inbound leads, and the people who are in your sphere are definitely going to feel more affinity to your brand because they're literally seeing you everywhere. Definitely a really cheap way to get some omnipresence there. This is all about remarketing and the benefits of remarketing and why you should be doing this in your landscaping business. Some of the top landscaping businesses in the world are taking advantage of this, and you should too. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Give us a subscribe so I can give you more great videos like this and information to help you grow your business. And as always, if you're watching this right now and you're thinking, hey, I would love some help with my Facebook ads, and you're looking for an expert team to really come in and help you crush it, link is in the description. You can book a call with my team. We'd be happy to help you. All right, guys, I'll see you on my next video.